The central premise underlying this audiobook is that being present in China and India is not the same thing as getting China and India right. Most CEOs and their senior colleagues are well aware that the world's economic center of gravity is shifting from the developed to the emerging economies, in particular China and India. Notwithstanding this general awareness, very few truly grasp the magnitude and pace of change and the multifaceted nature of the new reality. Fewer still have figured out what these developments mean for the future architecture of their company. Some of the most common mistakes are viewing China and India solely from the lens of offshoring and cost reduction, building marketing strategies that are centered around just the rich cities and the top 5 to 10% of the population, underestimating the ambitions and capabilities of emerging competitors, and treating these two countries as peripheral rather than core to their company's global strategy. The rise of China and India is a game-changing phenomenon. Given the size and rapid growth of these two economies, a suboptimal strategy for China and India is no longer a matter of merely leaving some money on the table. Many of today's Western giants that do not have solid strategies for China and India will face severe threats to their very existence in as little as 10 years, as competitors that are making the most of China and India mark these companies with a bullseye for annihilation or acquisition. Putting in place the right strategies, which we outline in this audiobook, is crucial to leveraging these economies for global advantage. A 2006 report by the American Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai reported that 65% of its member companies were profitable, and that nearly one-third of these had profit levels equal to or higher than in other countries. At first blush, these data may suggest that multinational companies are finally beginning to get their China, and similarly India, strategy right. But based on our analysis of and interviews with managers in over 100 companies, we question the validity of any such conclusion. As a recent report by the IBM Institute for Business Value on MNC strategies in China noted, although a small but growing number of companies are tapping the mass market, the majority of MNCs still rely on premium-end products in the top cities for the bulk of their revenues and profits. Pursuing a premium-end niche strategy may be an easy way to show attractive profit margins from the China and India operations and keep headquarters executives happy. We contend, however, that focusing exclusively on profit margins as the measure of success runs a serious risk of leading to misplaced priorities. Pursuing market opportunities in China and India is like entering a large and rapidly growing new line of business. If you just skim the surface, it will appear as if you are doing well. However, what you may not know is that you have a rather small and declining market share, and that you are setting yourself up for being pushed aside. Established multinationals face a particularly acute competitive threat from new global players from within China and India that have radically different capabilities, radically different mindsets, and radically different notions of speed, combined with easy access to global capital and global talent. As the China president for one of the world's largest multinationals noted to us, 10 years from now, there will be fewer successful multinational corporations in China than you see today. Headquarters executives in many companies are simply unaware that they are being squeezed into a narrow corner. In Chapter 1, we develop the central idea that China and India are the only two countries in the world that simultaneously constitute 4 stories rolled into one, each of them with the potential to be game-changing in its own right. 1. China and India as mega-markets for almost every product and service. 2. China and India as platforms to dramatically reduce a company's global cost structure.